Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. This is episode 47. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scullion, and joined with me is Mr. Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Back here in action, and we had our household goods, the stuff that was in non-temporary storage for 3 years, get delivered this last week and covered in, not really covered, but I think it had Georgia pollen on it
Hmm.
before it went into storage. And so it's been crazy with my sinuses getting congested. So if I'm sneezing, that's why while I'm out here.
Yeah, the seasons are
And
changing over where I'm at, and we're starting to get ragweed. So is that time where everyone starts getting sick? So yeah, I've been feeling a little under the weather as well, but a lot of stuff with gaming to cover. But before we get into that, let's get into some Kyle's trials. Let's see what.
Ooh, Kyle's trial. So, as we just got all of our stuff delivered, we haven't went through too much new stuff, but I do have an interesting one to show. But also, for anybody who's a good long-time listener, they're gonna have an opportunity because I found something as we're going through, because my garage is a giant tote maze of all the stuff that we've had in storage. Well, I found a book that's been out of print for 3 years.
Ooh.
And it is people have been asking me for it. So if you listen, yeah, all you have to do is hit us up, and I will sell you one. And it is the Mike Tyson's Punch Out giant hardcover.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I found a box of them, and I'm like, ooh, there's a box. I didn't even know I had any of these. So, I know a lot of people have been asking for Friday 13th. Haven't found that yet,
Hmm.
but I did find Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So if anybody's missing the Punch Out book, the giant ass thing, it's freaking huge, for sure. But I have a couple Star Wars things that we have set aside. So here's an interesting one: Jabba's skiff guards.
Oh, wow.
And why it's interesting is the names are Klaatu, Barata, Nikto, which is a quote, if you don't know, from Army of Darkness. Literally.
Ah,
So the quote from
oh,
Army of
that's right.
Darkness
That's right. Now
before
that you
he
mention it.
before he grabs the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, he says that, but it's actually a Star Wars reference from the three skiff guards. For back in the day, the original non-power of the Force they're actually pretty rare. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, and then there's this giant Boba Fett.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
so lots of really cool things. Yeah, this guy's a big boy. I'll put him back here so that way he's in the camera the rest of the episode. There you go.
Oh,
So if I
yeah.
move around, and then always classic, I got tons of little machine guns and stuff everywhere, all over the place. So that's just how the world works around here.
It's funny you showed that because I went to a toy convention a couple of years ago and met a guy who like 3D prints like toy accessories, like the weapons and stuff like that. Like he gave me his little card. I don't know where it went. It was years ago, but that's really cool because that's one of the number one things when like I'm collecting sometimes. Like I don't mind loose toys, but if I get them loose, I'm like they at least got to have a weapon with them, like they can't be missing too much stuff. So that's cool.
That's interesting. Yeah. And then, people doing 3D printing. I mean, of course it happens. But like for the collectors, that's got to be a nightmare to hunt down all the originals.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if like you go on eBay now, it's covered in
Yeah.
bootleg weapons.
Yeah. That or people are charging up a wazoo for like a little plastic gun, stuff like that. But also we had something really cool happen this week.
Ooh,
Because
speaking of Wazoo.
yeah, because because man, you launched that Kickstarter and it's already there. It is already there and still climbing. We're
Yeah.
referring to the complete 32X guide, right?
The complete Sega CD and 32X. So I
Mm.
did both consoles together. Yeah, it's one of those where if you had backed one of the Kickstarters, I included it in a stretch goal. And this is the first time that it's available for those that didn't back that Kickstarter. And so it was funded in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was
This
nuts.
is crazy. I think it's close to 400%, which is cool. That's great. Or it might be over 400% at this time. But yeah, basically that, helps me because I had done it as a stretch goal, helps me pay for the printing. It's basically
Hmm.
about it. Printing's way more than what I put as the stretch goal, but I mean, in the end, I printed it already. So I was like, well, let me put an easy stretch goal and then do some cool stuff. It might actually hit. Yeah, the very first. That's when I said stretch goal, I mean the very first stretch goal. It's getting close to
Yeah.
it. And so that would be a free bookmark. I'm gonna do a physical bookmark. It's a paperback book, so having a bookmark will be cool.
Hmm.
The last bookmark I did was crazy, so we'll see. Yeah, that's a really cool one. I am almost done with the next new book that I'll be doing, and that'll be the Switch Collector year three of the original Switch.
Whew.
It took me 2 years now and going to write this sucker, but almost done. And then I'll be moving on to probably Metroidvania Chronicles Part 3 because Silksong needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Segue free, segue
Yeah.
free.
Oh yeah. I have some interesting confessions with Silk Song. But before I get into mine, well, how you been enjoying Silk Song?
So, then I played it a few times. I basically played it on the weekend because during the weekdays, working a lot and then moving, getting the house delivered. So didn't really have time during the weekdays. But yesterday I picked it up again, played some more, and now of course dying quite a bit, but I finally
Mm.
got to Act 2.
Ooh,
And
nice.
so, if you don't know this, when you're playing the very beginning of Silk Song, there's like a bunch of biomes and all the craziness, and everything's on this little line when you're going through the fast travel. Um, well, Act 2 is basically a second game.
Oh my gosh.
It's like because you got to get to the Citadel, which is the
Yeah.
big thing. Is you got captured and you got to go to the Citadel to find who captured you. Well, the Citadel is its own basically full world and game, and so. Yeah, I've gotten to a couple biomes in the Citadel, and then I'm like, oh, this is a good point because I found I almost caught like a little subway terminal type thing because I found one to go back to the Act 1 areas with our little guy that you ride, and then there's like elevators for the act two. And so it had an elevator, a guy, and a save point. So I was like, oh, that's like my terminal. That's going to be my waypoint for act two. I was like, let me pause. And I did a quick Google because I don't like spoilers, but I did a
Mm.
quick Google and there is an act three after you beat the
Mm.
game, if you do enough, if you unlock enough, you have to like fulfill when you go through, there's like a wish board. And
Yeah.
because I'm assuming your confession is you're probably not too far.
Mm.
But we'll see. But there's a wish board, and if you fulfill the wishes, you get like items or your tool pouch expands or whatever. And some are
Mm.
just like rosary. So I've only done there's a few that I haven't done or I just haven't completed yet. But I think you have to like fulfill all wishes, I would assume, and there's probably like some other things you need to do in the game because I haven't gotten all I'm in Act Two, but I still don't have like there's these rings that I saw right at the beginning of the game that I know you got to grapple to get. I haven't gotten a
Yeah.
grappling hook yet, so
Wow.
yeah, and I'm like far in the game now at this point. And the bosses, though, some of these bosses make you want to rip your hair out. So I'm wearing my Narc hat today.
I my confession is I haven't played much of it. And a matter of fact, ironically, I was having the same feeling that you were probably having when you played Hollow Knight. I was just like, man, I really like this game. This is a lot of fun. I can't see myself progressing. I just kept going around in circles. And the more I was doing it, the more I was realizing I was like, I need to play Hollow Knight because I haven't
Yeah.
played Hollow Knight.
Okay.
And like Silk Song, like it's a good game to pick up if you haven't played Hollow Knight, but it really feels like I'm missing out on like the lore and missing out on like the certain Easter eggs and stuff. I feel like I'm missing like a bunch of inside jokes and stuff. And
Not
I'm like,
really.
yeah, and I was like, man, I need to go and play Hollow Knight and then go into Silk Song, you know?
Ah,
So
so you created scope creep for yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. So, So the thing is, if you're having trouble with the difficulty level of Silksong, it is recommended to play through a Hollow Knight one time because it helps you with the muscle memory of
Mm,
how everything attacks. Now, Hollow Knight and Silksong Beginner 101. First thing you should do if you haven't done this before is you need to grind some of those bells in Silksong because you need to get the map, you need to get the map
mm,
markers, you need to get all the stuff from the map makers and from the items. You need to get all the items and stuff. So if you haven't done that in Silksong, that's why you feel like you're lost.
yeah.
Because once you get the map, you can actually see a little bit of progression. Because the first time I played Hollow Knight, I didn't know this. So I'm like wandering around the map, don't know where the hell I am. There's really no freaking map. I'm like, where the hell do I go? Because until you get like the compass,
Mm,
which you have to put as an item on your weapons system. You can see where you're at on the map. You can't see where you're at on the map. So you have to like memorize the map and be like, all right, so I'm making a left and a right and a left and a right. Like you have to do that.
mm.
So if you're not a cardiographer in real life, you might have some troubles trying to memorize it. So yeah, so I always have the little compass as an item on my stuff. I actually unlocked later. I unlocked a residual item that I got from a shop, and so now I can have the compass on at all times and not be on the weapon
Nice.
systems. And
Nice.
then there's four. I've gotten four weapon systems. I know there's a fifth somewhere. There's more than that, but there's a Reaper weapon system, and
Mm.
so instead of just stabbing or slicing, it does like an arc, but also it does an arc down instead of doing the dive. And
Oh.
so now I can like pogo on everything just like in Hollow Knight, because Hollow Knight you pogo on lots of stuff. You can swipe
Mm.
down. And so there's two or three that are there's at least two that pogo down, like swipe down two of the weapon systems, but the one that I have has lots of residual things. I don't like putting stuff into the health because I just die anyways.
Yeah.
So I work with it. There's a couple good health ones because there's like blue for health, there's red for the attacks, and I think orange for the residuals. There's a weight belt that prevents you from getting hit back. That's a nice one.
Mm.
There's a few good little systems that I like using for Hornet when I'm playing through. But yeah, so Silksong 101, Hollow Knight 101. So when you play Hollow Knight, again, when you're up at the main area, there'll be a shopkeep and you need to buy them out. So you just keep on going through. That's how you make your initial progression, and it helps you memorize and get used to the controls. So you'll go through, you'll progress around, collect things, and get back up before you lose it all, before you lose all your stuff, and then donate into and get like the different map pieces because I think you
Yeah.
have to get the map and the quill. Once you get the quill, when you go to a save point, you'll draw out the map. And if you haven't done that in Silksong, you're lost in the
Oh
sauce,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, no, I have gotten like the map pieces and the compass and stuff like that. I mean, I made it all the way to I'm like at the docks right now. That's where I'm at
Did
in the
you get the
game.
quill though?
I don't think I got the compass. I don't think I got the quill though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
if you
need to
didn't
get
get
the
the
quill.
quill, he's not drawing the map out when you go through. So you don't
Yeah.
have Yeah, so that's a big part because then every time you make a little bit of progression, it'll draw out what you've seen, and what you haven't seen,
Ah.
then what you haven't seen is not drawn yet. So you know, oh, I need to go to this area. I need to go to this area. And then when you get the extra markers, you can actually mark things that look like you can't continue. So you can place markers on the map when you view it. Like I see this, I can't get there yet. From I need a new ability.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's Hollow Knight 101,
It's
man.
it's such a good game
Beginners.
though. It's such a good game, and it's like I was like thinking about it during this week before we recorded. And I'm like, man, I want to make sure when I talk about I'm taking a step back from Silksong that I'm not stepping taking a step back because it's a bad game. Actually, it's really good. But now that I learned about this quill, now I'm in a conundrum. I'm like, man, I kind of want to play more Silksong. But so I
Well,
haven't.
and if you haven't had a trouble with the difficulty, you could
Mm,
probably continue on because
yeah.
the lore they don't there's not really inside jokes to the original at all.
Okay.
Outside of
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
because it's its own thing. Besides for actually being Hornet, from
Mm.
that you fight in Hollow Knight. So it's one of those where you know it's there's not really inside jokes, so it's pretty cool and it's worth doing. But there was one other game that I played this week, Xander.
Oh yeah. What'd you play?
So I played Malasambra.
Mm.
Malasambra is on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. I have it on a cartridge because I backed it on Kickstarter, and it's one of those that was in my NES homebrew section of my Nintendo book years ago before it was released. And this game is definitely Metroidvania style. I say style because it's really just an action adventure game. And right at the beginning, you're like in a little town, and it says you need to go and you talk to the white wizard or whatever because it's all about wizards and stuff. And you go and it's like you need to get your magic wand, and so then you go through, and this is very slow paced platforming compared to Hollow. Like I'm used to running around in Hollow Knight,
Yeah.
um and so I'm going through and I keep taking damage, and then right before I get to the damn wand, which you can see, die. I just kept dying over and over again. But finally I got it. I got the wand, and then I went back and I talked to him, and I got a little attack now. So now I can actually shoot shoot balls out of my wand.
Mm.
And now it's like wander around this world and hunt around and find out what's next. And it's like it tells you like you need to go do this thing, and that's about all it gives you. But it doesn't tell you where
Uh,
it's at or how to get to it. And you move so slow that it's like it's gonna take a while to find out where to go next. And so I've moved through, gotten to like another town or whatever, but like I haven't found the next objective. So it's cool as shit that I'm over there playing it on my little TV while I'm sitting around.
yeah,
And I'm
I was watching the B-roll and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks
For a
really
Nintendo
polished.
game, it's great. And the thing that's crazy though is that I realized that my RF switch to the TV was like a little glitchy because I had all the snow going on, like digital snow
Mm.
on. And me going through the other part of Kyle's trials, which is trying to find an RF switch that works with the Sega CDX that I have. I have a Sega CDX. So I've went through, I've bought a Genesis compatible one, doesn't work for it. I bought a Sega Saturn compatible RF switch for Sega Saturn, and it has the same connection. Wrong pin set. So now, but with that one, I have it hooked up because I didn't check the pin set before I plugged it in, and now the snow's gone on the NES, even though the
Mm.
RF is on top of it. It's like daisy chained, like because you daisy
Yeah.
chain the RFs, and so the snow's gone now. So I'm like, well, now at least I can play Malasambra with a little bit better, clarity. Um,
Mm.
and the other thing that's crazy is going through my garage, I found my PVM
Ooh.
that's in there. And they put it in so there's giant dish pack like boxes. They just tossed it in there on its side.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so and now a PVM is like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
But it was on its side. So when I went to pull it out, I'm like, what the hell? And it was like wedged in there too. So
Mhm.
like I was like, so I don't know if it works like once I
Yeah,
plug it
I'm wondering,
in
I'm hoping it didn't have any like tube damage being like on the side like that.
for
Yeah.
years and then loaded
Yeah.
on and off trucks with wedges and tossed and bumped around and like so, yeah, we gotta plug that in, and I don't have a plug for it, but I think it's an old PC computer plug, the little three
Mm.
thing plug. So I gotta find it. I found the speakers because you have to have your own speakers in the PVMs. Like you have to use the little speaker with the prongs to have music on it. I don't think we're gonna use video games into it, but maybe I will. But we have a
Mhm.
Laserdisc player
Oh,
that's
that'd
gonna
be
be up in our
great.
because we have like a little loft upstairs. We have Laserdisc up there, so I think we're gonna use it for Laserdisc. Even though it's too heavy to go on any table that's up there, because IKEA and all the companies make shit tables. I have a nice table here that I built. It's a Nintendo table that is like, and I could literally show it on camera.
Mm.
Right there, it's made out of 2x4s and six
Oh
by
yeah,
fours
that's
and
perfect.
2x6s. That thing's heavy as shit, but all the Laserdiscs are stairs, 2 floors up. So, do I want to deal with that? That's the question.
Yeah, I had that reality when I got my CRT a couple years ago for my job. They were going to throw out a CRT and I took it home. And then I realized I'm like, man, nothing can stand on this thing. It's so heavy. Like I ended up finally getting a good thick table that I have it sitting on. But yeah, it was like every table I was like, no, no. Because like you said, like the way furniture is now, they accommodate for, newer TVs that don't weigh anything. But where CRTs is like, yeah, I'm a 12-inch television that weighs 80 pounds.
Yeah, and it's like nowadays too, is people do the mounting of the TVs. So,
Hmm.
and when you have a TV stand, they're usually nice, but we don't have any TV stands up in the loft. So we just
Yeah.
have the IKEA cubes and we have them on their side to fit all the laser discs. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. We worry because that sucker's like 100 pounds. It's insane.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
one of those ones I got years back for like $50.
Yeah.
It's a nice Sony PVM though.
Well, I played something a little different. Other than Silksong, I actually bit the bullet and started playing Shinobi. Because
Nice.
I wouldn't it like let me ask, is there like a physical for like because Limited Run's doing the physical, right? To Shinobi? Is there like another company doing a physical? Because I'm already seeing folks online with physicals. Like I don't know if it's on Play Asia or
Oh, I have not researched it because
uh
typically, like, I have no problem getting one from Limited Run. I just wait till I can buy it and not
yeah,
pre-order because I move too much. So I haven't
right.
pre-ordered anything. Yeah, usually Play Asia or online, like there usually be an Asian version that people can buy
Okay.
and like I mean the classic was Blaster Master Zero. So Limited Run did Blaster Master Zero, big collector things, awesome as hell. And then PlayAsia did a trilogy pack with all three on one cartridge for like $20 or $30 or something. It was insane. And I'm like, that makes it perfect because you put it in, all three games pop up. It's like the multi-application cards to Mac. So, yeah, I don't know, but I would like to buy one if it does come out because I want to buy a copy. I mean, I have no problem waiting for limited runs, but on the other side, I want to support because when they make something cool like that, especially the company that does
Ooh.
Shinobi.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm saying ooh because while we were talking about this,
ooh.
I did look on Play Asia. There is a physical. It's only 37.99. Ooh,
Nah. Oh, oh,
yes,
oh,
that's nice.
oh,
But
oh.
no.
Bob Charlie from Super Punch Out. Oh, oh, oh.
But no, I've been playing it and man, it is a really good game. And it's kind of funny piggybacking off of playing like Ninja Gaiden, because they're both ninja games, play very, very differently, but they do have some similarities too. But I did notice like I was telling you, I was messaging you on Facebook when I was playing it. I did notice like some frame rate issues in certain levels where I was like, if there was like because just like Ninja Gaiden, when you have that part of the stage where you just fight everybody. Like you get all these platforming, and then you get to one stage, and it's like all the guys start fighting you. And I noticed because there's such a badass combo system, like you do so many juggles, it makes you feel like a badass. The only problem is like when there's a bunch of guys and you're doing all those combos and it's trying to go in slow motion, everything gets kind of a little choppy. But
Okay.
yeah, I only noticed it a little bit, but what's interesting about Art of Vengeance with this Shinobi title is it's stage based, but each stage is like a bite-sized Metroidvania. So
Really?
so you have biomes that you will unlock throughout the stages, and some stages have certain abilities that you can unlock that you can go back to the stages and uncover more secrets. You have a big map and everything, and there's so many collectibles, so many power-ups. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many like special moves that you can do in Shinobi, but I'm really enjoying it. I played up to I want to say like stage 3 or stage 4 because after the second stage it starts to branch off and you can like either go this stage or that stage. And whenever you go back you can fast travel to all the different save spots too. So say you get an ability in one stage to like break a barrier and you're like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that barrier in another stage. You can go back to it, fast travel to that spot, and then go through it that way. So
So,
I'm enjoying
so
it.
Metroidvania Light, a
Yeah.
little bit. And by the way, when you go on PlayAsia, it's coded in the box for the Switch version.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, so it's not true physical. I think the PS5 is physical.
Hmm.
And then they have unless because there was a post online that showed a region-free version, but it's no longer there. So I'm not sure if like it existed for a minute and now it's
Hmm.
gone or what we got to do. So it's just one of those where it's like, well. I will find a copy eventually.
Yeah, and there's plenty to play while we wait because yeah, we got some games to talk about this week.
Holy shit. And before we forget, should we do the randomizer right now for next week? So that way.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have the deck ready. And what we will do is we will go to ran deck roulette, which is the randomizer. We'll do everything locally installed, or should we go by genre? Should we go Metroidvanias or should we
Let's go platformer.
platformer? All right,
Yeah.
2D or 3D platformer, Xander? Because I have it by both.
3D.
3D platformers. So let's see. There's only 12 to choose from that are installed.
Mm.
Um, let's see. Oh, that one's not going to work. Let's see. Okay, I have one. So the randomizer is a fun one. It is Celeste 64, the
Ooh.
fan-made version of Celeste that is in 3D. And that'll be a fun one to talk about. It's free to download for everyone. That's what it takes about an hour and a half to play. And I played it a long time ago, so it'll be fun to play it again and check it out.
I haven't played Celeste in so long, so that will be a lot of fun playing. I didn't
But
even know
the,
they did that. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's like a I don't know if it's a fan made game or the developers did it as a fan fun thing, but it's
Mm.
essentially a 3D version of Celeste.
Because I've only played
It's
like the D make of Celeste.
yeah, this that was the inside the game they had it, yeah. But yeah, it's freaking wild. That's really cool. So yeah, we're gonna play Celeste 64 for the randomizer, which is fun.
Yeah.
Randomizer next week.
That would be a good palate cleanser while we're like, chipping away at Silksong or Shinobi. That'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
fun.
Well, as you're finally back into Silksong, playing it like a normal person and not like a
Like a
caveman
weirdo.
with thumbs. Caveman with thumbs.
I hit
Hey man,
things.
I've been using this and I'm still using the D-pad for the Pro 3. Like when I play Celeste when I play I'm playing Silksong. I do use the D-pad for all my platforming. So I don't know if that's and I usually use the actual analog stick when I'm playing all my indie games. So it's very interesting that I'm using the D-pad now exclusively.
I have to get that controller because what I'm using is it's a wired Xbox 360 controller, which is not bad. But Xbox 360 controller, that D-pad is garbage. I can't stand the D-pad on the 360. I used
I
to have
don't
one of those
know.
I used to have one of those official 360 controllers where the D-pad you could actually like pivot it. So it'd
Yeah.
be like concave or non-concave, and I would use it that way. But yeah, speaking of D-pad, this is going into new and noteworthy? We're going into new and
Yeah, new
noteworthy.
nowhere there. And you said speaking of D-pad, which how does that do a segue?
Because this is an awesome shmup that you want to use
Okay.
that you want to have precision. You want to have precision with that D-pad. This game, Project X Light Years,
Yeah.
um, it's almost like a Life Force style 2D shooter.
Okay. To me, it kind of feels like R-Type because of the bubble
Mm,
on it and the way that the actual ships are named and everything. It really does feel like R-Type. I don't think you have the little big old orb that you shoot out in it, but it does remind me of that. Now I mentioned like, is it in the notes? Is it a sequel to another Project X?
mm,
I don't think it is
might not be. It
because
might
there's a
it
di yeah, because there's another game that's something X in it, and it's a shoot 'em up, and actually we played it up back in the day for video game bullshit. And there's a physical for the PlayStation for it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's weird because I put in Project X and it's going all the way back to like MS-DOS and the Amiga. Wow. But it
Well,
is
and
a very common name
that's
though.
that is the problem with naming games nowadays, is that maybe and now that actually makes a lot more sense because it does say that Project X is a modern reimagining of the classic Amiga side scroller and shooter. So the developer made it as a tribute to it.
Okay.
Assuming that MK Games didn't work on it, but you never know. They may have worked on it, but I doubt it. $25 for Project X Light Years, and there is a demo online. It's by MK Games, released last month in August.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
looks freaking awesome. Like, I like my
the, gr-
shmups.
the graphics look very clean, very nice. Has like a little bit of 3D aspects to the graphics in the background because it looks so like beautiful. So looks really good. New
Yeah.
School Chaos.
And speaking of new school chaos and beautiful graphics, because this game's really crazy, man. This one, like Sword of the Sea, was
Part
not
of
what
the
I
Sea.
was not what I was expecting. Because I was like looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's a 3D adventure hack and slash, but dude, you like you straight up do like X games with your sword. I'm like, that is so cool. Like the first thing you see on the Steam page when you open it up is the dude like grinding down a long chain. Yeah.
Dude, it's wild. It's like you're got a hoverboard essentially for
Yeah.
traversal. And it's a 3D action game, but like everything is like almost like water. Everything's flying though, because it shows like flying dolphins, like Echo the Dolphins flying everywhere. Like it's everything's in the air though.
Hmm.
It's great. So I'm not sure if you're like underwater, but like yeah, but the hoverboard's your sword.
Yeah.
So and like you're grinding on chains. Like this game looks insane.
It looks so good. I love the art style. It's very vivid. It's a very colorful game. Like it's wild because like you were talking about with the whale, like there was a part where the guy's like grinding and there's a killer whale and like all these fish swimming around it in the sky. It's kind of trippy.
Yeah. Well, and while we can consider this, indie, it is by the developers who created Abzu and The
Mm,
Pathless, which are like two pretty amazing looking games. But like it's Giant Squid is the developer and publisher. So like they're not necessarily small indie. They're
mm.
pretty big. So they do like massive games, but I still consider them a little bit indie because they're not like Konami or Capcom.
Right.
Like I don't know, when does it hit that it's no longer indie perspective? Because this shit like right here is like done well. It's a $30 game, so it's not like to put things into perspective. Silksong is $20, and
Mm.
that's this one's 30, but it's 3D. It has the content, has all the things. So very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, then you piggyback to what more people would consider indie because of the aesthetics. But like the next game we're going to talk about, Pingo Adventure. Um, it's more. You know what this game kind of makes you think of? It makes you think of like Link's Awakening almost with the art style, like the remake to Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I mean, and this is straight puzzle platformer style, very slow paced, mostly negative for the reviews. So I'm not sure why
Mm.
people are negative because sometimes people don't like read the genres and they're like, I want Mario because it looks like Mario. And then it's like a puzzle game and they're disappointed. So they leave a negative review. So I'm not sure. It might be glitchy. But it looks like it has lots of secrets and things, which I like because they show it even in the trailer, like jumping into a waterfall to find a secret.
Hmm.
Um, I also assume that because it's slow, maybe the platforming is just painful to play or something. I don't know. But it's a puzzle platformer, so I'm not expecting it to be like action based from
Right.
my perspective. It's $10. Let's see why people are so negative on this because there's only 14 people that played it. It's the controls. That's what it is.
Ah,
That's what it is. They don't like the controls. That's the thing though, is that it's the movement in the camera. Camera
yeah.
is the bits.
And
Devs have
he,
not responded yet.
yeah, he says it says that he needs a double jump or a longer jump. So that's kind of,
Yeah, but the other thing is as a connoisseur of indie games over the years, and also like publishing games from people. When I'm playing somebody's game, I'm not gonna judge and change. Well, your game needs to control like I like it.
yeah.
Um, Now if it's like broken to the point where you can't land a platform or something and you're constantly having to reset and it's slow paced and it's annoying, like that, valid. But if it's just like, hey, it's moves too slow, well, it's a puzzle platformer, so like you're not
Yeah.
necessarily like the same thing in my opinion, but that's just my thing. But like I try not to tell people you need to fix your shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because it might be like an artistic choice in some way. Like maybe he doesn't jump that great because he's a big blob, like
yeah, exactly.
you
And
know?
maybe it's just you're sludging along because maybe if you moved at a sprint's pace, the game would take 5 minutes to beat because you could like fly through it real fast. And the
Yeah.
developers want to give you bang for your buck by making it purposely slow. I don't know. Like that'd be kind of evil, but never know.
And this next one, I it's going to be a challenge for me to pronounce it, but I'm going to try it anyway. Because I have played the Toho games. I have played those.
You've played Touhou Project, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So it's, I mean, the second word is project. So you got Touhou Project, Fossilized Wonders. See, I did it for you, Xander. Touhou Project. Yeah, it's like Kinjoukyou, is what they call it, but it's just project. This is the 20th installment of Touhou Project. I played this shit back in college, and I graduated college like 20 years ago. I'm old. But but like I used to play them, like download little apps on my computer to play the Toho stuff. So it's cool to see it on Steam.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. It was funny because the first Toho game I played was actually not even a shooter. It was a top-down roguelike game.
yeah.
And I remember I did a review of it and I totally mispronounced it. And like I want to say maybe just a couple of years ago, I finally stopped getting notifications of people being like, "Oh, you said it wrong." Like that video blew up, and it was like every other comment was like, you said it wrong." But
What set Toho wrong every
yeah,
time?
yeah, it's a Tahoe or something like that. I don't know.
Tahoe, yeah.
Tahoe. But
Tahoe. But
yeah,
like at this point, the Toho Project is its own franchise. Like there's Mahjong games, there's 3D games, there's action games, there's roguelikes, there's all the things. So to like actually see one in the traditional bullet hell overhead, you know, vertical shoot 'em up, like is awesome. It's ridiculous. 'Cause this is the first time I ever played bullet hells was with the Toho Project back in the day.
now here's something interesting that I was looking at with the show with the description of this game is they do
Hmm?
have that AI generated content disclosure. It says some of
Do
the back
that.
it says some of the background textures include AI generated content, but there is nothing that is being generated live in real time by AI. That's interesting. So the
Ah.
backgrounds use a little bit of AI, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like the backgrounds kind of like 3D scroll at you a little bit, which they look pretty freaking cool. So I guess they just used it for texture mapping or something. I don't know.
Probably.
That's wild. Yeah, I've not really came across one, so I don't know how that works, like the AI thing. Interesting. Obviously the artist in me and everything is would like to see less AI. So
Yeah.
please. But that being said,
It looks like a cool game. I enjoy the Toho shooters and all that stuff, so I'll definitely have to check it out.
yeah, exactly.
In this game, more oh my Lord, this is a tongue twister.
It is.
More cool Ragnus Rage.
Ragnus. Yeah, I like when you add extra letters to it. It's Ragast.
Ragast.
Ragast Rage. More cool, Ragast Rage. 2D game, it's like an action platformer, but it says Metroidvania exploration. Everything likes to use the tag Metroidvania though, so I'm always cautious. But if there's some kind of gated exploration, then it does lead itself. And it looks like it has a little bit of traversal like a Hollow Knight.
Hmm.
It does look like it has that in there. So, but you're the god of death.
Yeah.
More cool.
I like its purple theme. It seems like it has like this like purple in the art and also like in some of the backgrounds, like an ongoing theme with that. So that's really cool. I like that.
always wonder when you see that kind of stuff is like the first biome and then it like moves to other stuff, but it's like that's where they they used it or something. Because the game is like 18 bucks, has a demo, but the like most of the screenshots all have like purple on them. So it's always interesting to see. Not every screenshot is purple though. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it looks cool as shit though, and I just wonder how it controls. Because the thing is like the graphics are look a little hand drawn, but I always wonder how it stacks up when it comes to the actual controls of the game.
Yeah, it
'Cause-
got some awards too. So it's
Did
got to
it?
be.
Did it? What awards did it get?
Let's see. It got winner for best game from Game Dev Lab.
Lev.
Um and best game from Game Makers 2.0. So
Okay, nice.
that's
Yeah,
always
so
good.
there's it's a Spanish Latin developer as well, which is pretty cool. So Disaster Games is the developer. They have worked on a lot of games, including that Bubble Ghost remake that we talked about before. Remember the Game Boy game Bubble Ghost?
Yeah.
They covered that. They've also done some other games like Inner Ashes, as well as there's a game this because more goal, more cool was March, but there's one in June called Antro. Antro is like a 3D side-scrolling rhythm platformer.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, that game looks 3D and ridiculous. So they definitely have all the different genres covered with their programming. So I assume it's like a team or something of developers. But more cool, looks good as shit.
And kind of keeping the 3D platformer in there. This next game, Crowbar Climber, Summit More Samurai Showdown. Um,
Huh?
yeah, I was like, this game. It says it does. This game does require a VR headset, though.
Now I consider this game ridiculous, like physics based
Hmm.
craziness because like you go through and it feels like you gotta like do this with your 3D goggles. It's like a VR game.
Yeah.
Um, but I only choose the VR games when they look ridiculously dumb, and this one looks ridiculously dumb. And I guarantee it's frustrating, which is why there's mixed reviews.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it's like $7 though. So to me, they're cool. I don't have any type of VR headset or anything, so
I
there's
don't
no
either. Yeah,
yeah, but it was released like a year ago, so who's to say?
that's
Yeah,
cool. It
yeah.
looks nice. Kind of makes you think of Fall Guys. That's what kind of makes you think of.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, for me, like every once in a while, I want to include something that we haven't talked about before. So you never know. You never know.
I have been thinking about diving into the VR stuff because it's getting. I've never done it, but no, no.
Not me. No, for me, anything that's a gimmick, I'm not a huge fan on unless I can get like a group to do it. So, for example, Rock Band, playing it with like wife and family and stuff. Like Rock Band's cool as shit. I will do some Rock Band.
Yeah.
But like playing something where I have to get up and do things, it's like, okay, so is that going to be my physical fitness training?
Yeah, that's a good
If it's
point.
not going to be my physical fitness training, then I'm not going to sit there and like I want to sit back and play some games. Like to me, games are a relaxing thing, not like they're not all encompassing for everything I do. So when
Yeah.
like
Well, and
yeah,
it makes sense because your job's very physical, where like you get
yeah,
home, you've been running around all day doing like mile runs. When you get home, you don't want to like run around more. You want to sit back, have a couple of tequilas and enjoy a game. So that
yep,
totally makes sense. I get that.
yeah. Yesterday was Cider Massacre, so it was a fun time. Yeah.
what's your favorite cider?
So some of the ones that I like, there's a bunch of local ones here. They have this one that was like a mango style cider that I just had. That was one of my favorites that I've had because
Mm.
Colorado has like 300 breweries. Like Denver's insane. So I've been constantly finding good ones because for me, it's like the different ciders, like the traditionals are fine. There's actually a seasonal coffee pumpkin cider that I just had.
Mm.
like it's called like Hollow something, and it's like a jack-o'-lantern, like Hollow Night, no, Hollow Past Night. But no, it was good. I had a 4 pack of that, and I also drank some moonshine yesterday. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah, coffee and pumpkin, that's my jam right there. And then also my jam is when we go into the budget section because we're going to be talking about some games that you guys can get right now. They're around like the $2 range. And the first one, I think I've played this game before. I don't remember what platform I played it on, but this Kawaii Deathu Desu, it's an interesting like brawler, it looks like. I think I've
Like
played this before.
like rhythm based beat 'em up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a little beat 'em up, but with like different DDR aspects or something to it, and it looks cool as shit because you have to like do it to the beat, I think, as you're
Mm-hmm.
fighting. And it's on sale, 75% off, normally $4. It's a buck right now. It was a week long deal. And so basically for $1 you can get this game now. It plays, there's like couple different characters. I think three, but that's based off of like the trailer. I have it, I just haven't played it yet because I've been playing Silksong. Um, but yeah, just to me, those type of games look fun. Like people are running at you to try to probably give you hugs or something because you're like a kawaii zombie or I don't know. But you're attacking left and right as they come after you. They're like overzealous fans, essentially, is what it
Yeah.
is.
And of course it is developed by Pippin Games. So and it's kind of like that ongoing theme of a like, fanfare, wait, waifu, whatever. Because, they've done games like Wife Quest and we
Which
cover
I published Wife Quest
exactly.
physically on Switch. So and we
Exactly.
yeah, and of course we covered, as you mentioned, Maiden Cops. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's got a good repertoire. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be a good time for sure.
It's gonna be a good time. That's awesome.
And the next one, Rift Keeper. Rift Keeper is interesting. Let's see. It's a 2D
Yeah.
roguelike platformer with challenging fast-paced gameplay. I mean, it looks kind of like Dead Cells almost.
It's like Dead Cells Rift Keeper. Let me get her queued up here because falling behind. My internet's doing great. Your video's doing great. It's a fun time for us here on the Incredible Podcast. Xander has to get really creative so nobody notices. Yeah, because it's a Rogovania is what it's called. Def Rift Keeper.
Ah.
And it's gotten mixed reviews because a lot of people don't like it when it goes a little too rogue, and I think this one does go a bit too rogue. Um, but like to me, Rift Keeper looks pretty dope. So like it's a very small. It's a smaller game. It's 80% off. Normally $10. It's $2. And so anything that's like $10 or more, and it goes down to $2, like we're 100% going to cover it.
Hmm.
Yeah, 'cause just for context, a lot of the game sales that you'll see, it'll be a $5 and it'll be under two, and we don't usually cover all those unless we have absolutely nothing to talk about, which so far hasn't happened.
No. Jeez.
But yeah.
I'm already like thinking about when we start to do our like top games of 2025, how insane I'm gonna have to do a lot of homework on that. Because I
Dude,
feel like
that's insane. I don't even know. I'm probably gonna have to do like I usually do my top 10 of the year on my blog that because like
hmm
HigginsAlley.com is the store. Well, I've had the WordPress, HigginsAlley.wordpress.com or whatever forever. And I usually do like a top 10 games, but like I really haven't beaten that many this year. Because usually I just go to my list, my backlog list, and oh, here are the games that I've beaten. Let me see what top 10 out of the ones I've beaten. Well, I haven't beaten that many this year. Like there's been a handful. Maybe five this year.
yeah. I mean it's hard because like I haven't really had time to like sit down and beat a game because there's so many coming out. And it's like I'm like I'll play a little bit of game and then it's like, okay, well this is coming out. So I'll go start playing that. And I'm like, well, I need to go back and infinite backlog.
Oh, and like the way that the YouTube community works with covering games, they talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza for a week and then they move on. But
Hmm.
like I'm still playing Bonanza. That would be a game that I haven't beaten yet that would go on my top 10. And
Yeah.
so remembering what's out there And then like also going down the retro realm. That's why I want to get my CDX hooked up because I got in a couple of awesome indie homebrew Genesis games that I want to play. Games that were on my list when I made the Genesis book that I haven't played yet. And I wanna play it on my TV. I haven't yet because I don't really want to play it digitally if I can avoid it. I would like to play the actual cartridge with the Genesis controller. So um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like so like some of those games will be on there. And it's just but the problem is the I call it the ADHD of the reviewing world kind of kills it because they always want to drive that content. Well, I want to play the games. I just want to play cool
Yeah.
shit. And like we talk about new stuff every week on the podcast, but I'm still gonna play games like consistently. Like I'm still playing Silksong. I'm gonna beat Silksong. That's my goal. Well,
Yeah.
at least Act Two, because Act Two gets you the ending. So
Yeah.
at least, but I just started Act Two, and it took me 2 weeks of playing on and off to get to Act Two. So
Yeah,
um,
so it's I think that game's definitely gonna be a lot of people's like top tens. It's like that's freaking Silk Song in it.
one or two, I think.
And I like that because the game had been delayed for so long, and when games have like a long span of like not coming out, people's expectations get so substantially high that it's almost
Yeah.
like when the game comes out, it's like destined to fail because everyone's gonna have a problem with it. Where I feel like Silk Song, I mean, of course, you're going to have people, grumble about something, but for the most part, like a lot of people, even people like myself who, are late to the party, are like, wow, this game's really, really good.
Well, and the thing is that like when I do my top 10 too, it's like I'm not going to do the top 10 games released in 2025. It would be top 10 that I have experienced in
Hmm.
2025. So even if I jump back and I'm playing a Nintendo game for the first time, like that could be in my top 10. Like I typically it's newer games because I'm usually trying to play new stuff because I enjoy that. But I also stopped getting everything that looks cool because I that during the Nintendo Switch era, I would buy anything that looked freaking like it was up my alley. That it was cool
Dangerous.
and it had a physical. And I went down the damn rabbit hole. And I had pre-orders coming in, all the stuff. But having moved so many times now, I cut off the pre-orders when I moved to Hawaii. And
Hmm.
then I only buy things that I'm going to like immediately play. But now it's like I don't even really do that because it's just the time and then because we also started up Indecredible and we're experiencing all these new things and then I add them to my backlog and it goes crazy.
Yeah.
So we make a randomizer so that way we have to play something new
Yep.
every week because otherwise we just look at all the cool stuff and it's scope creep is what it is. It's
Yeah.
the paralysis of choice, Sander. So let's get
Oh yeah.
philosophical. Paralysis of choice, which means you have so much stuff that you are paralyzed with what you choose, and then you end up just chilling and doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, every time I like see myself like scrolling through like rather it's like Emulation Station or Steam or something like that, I have like that song from Bruce Springsteen in my head, be like 57 channels and nothing on. I have that
Yeah.
going through my head because I'm like, man, there's so much to experience. But there is one more budget that we have to mention that we
Oh
covered in
yeah,
episode
yeah,
35. We covered in episode
yeah.
35.
The
But
fact
it's
that you found the actual episode's amazing because like I had no I just know that sometimes we'll talk about something and then it goes on sale for $1 or it goes on sale for $1.
But yeah, Koidai, which is like a, black and white shadowy platformer
Yeah.
samurai game. I mean, it's badass. Looks great.
Yeah, it's just a little fun side scroller, and it just looks great to play. And it was $1, so now from $5 to $1, now's the time to buy it. It offer ends though in a couple days, so by the time we air this, you only have a little bit of time to get it for $1.
But yeah, I need to check it out because that looks like a good fun game to kind of just sit down and play a couple levels, and sometimes you need those little bite-sized games.
And that's what I like is like on my deck, I can bring it up and it shows me it connects to how long to beat, and it'll tell me how long it takes to, so I know if it's a bite size or not.
Hmm.
So that's pretty fun to do. Whereas this game looks awesome though. It just looks great. And I like the black and white aesthetics. Reminds me of an old samurai flick. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish it had blood and they made the blood red. Like
Yeah.
that would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So and then so yeah, that covers all the games we're covering. But like let's if we scale back to paralysis of choice, right?
Hmm.
Best thing about it is having a randomizer. So the fact that Steam Deck, there's that deck roulette that you can install side on it with the decky loader. You can just literally hit randomizer and play a random game. That's what we're doing with the community right now. I do the same thing with my Plex, and I have like movies, and I'll just hit random, and I'll look at the top level, and I'll pick a movie to watch. Like I started watching Kill Bill yesterday, which I hadn't watched that. I haven't watched that in 10 years, and so. It's awesome. Like, and this is the whole bloody affair. So it was like 4 hours of fucking Kill Bill. So I watch it like in stints because I'm running around unpacking the house. But like, it's pretty cool though, just to be able to, just sometimes have the dice roll and you get to play something and experience it
Hmm.
or not. But on the other side, when a Silk Song comes out, that turns into what I'm going to play for a while. I just make it a goal. All right, I'm gonna keep playing it until I beat it, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers. Um, but like it's like when I don't find things, I make it like hard. It's hard to not like Google and go, "Hey, where is the grappling hook?" And I haven't done it yet because I mean, the way that Silk Song has created Hollow Knight is that you hunt down. And my favorite part of Metroidvanias is when you have the exploration Metroidvania. So you literally don't know what shit is, and you got to go like hunt things down. So because there's action version based ones, there's exploration based ones, which original Metroid was like that.
Yep.
So I enjoy that. So I kind of don't want to spoil it, but if I get to the point where I'm gonna like quit, I will 100% just Google it real quick. Oh, okay, I gotta go do this real quick, and I'll go find it because there's like keyholes that I found, and I think I've only came across two keys, and I found three keyholes at one point. So there's probably something behind the third key door that's pretty cool. It can't be anything that's plot based because I haven't you don't easily come across the stuff. But there's nooks and crannies like where you can randomly find things in Hollow Knight. So like if you hit certain walls, sometimes it crumbles.
Yeah, right.
Ah,
That's like when you first played Castlevania Symphony of Night and you realized you could flip the whole castle upside down and it became like game 2.0. I was like, whoa.
well,
Um,
that's what Act Two felt like with the Citadel because I didn't realize at the beginning it said Act One when you started playing. But then as soon as it went to Act Two, I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, because I've been playing it for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, boom. And talking to my one buddy, the Metroidvania guru, he as the Metroidvania guy, he went through and beat the whole game already. And like, because I asked him how he's liking, he's like, all right, I just actually finished it. But he went through and played it so long straight that he's like, man, I wish I went your mentality and just took my time and enjoyed it.
yeah.
Because he has to get the review out for the YouTube algorithms and shit. So
Yeah.
so it's
That's
like I was like, dude, that's way too much content to just jump in. And I know he has got family and stuff too, so it's
yeah.
like, man, that's stressful.
That's a big reason why I stopped doing so many reviews myself. I was getting so fatigued and I felt like I wasn't having a chance to actually enjoy the game because even though you get the game early most of the time there were times that folks reached to me and they're like, here's the game, the embargo's lifted tomorrow, and that's the thing is you want to put that video out the moment the embargo's lifted because that's when it's in the algorithm. So you can't, so if the embargo's out and your video comes out 3 or 4 days later, it's not going to perform well. So a lot of times I'd get so many games and I'd play so many of them that I just wouldn't be able to enjoy the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, reviews can be fun, but they can also really kind of damper the enjoyment of playing video games.
Well, and like to me, seeing that is like makes me want to not do it ever. I don't know, the older I get, the more of a hipster artist I become.
Hmm.
And like it's one of those where if it's fun to do, I'll do it. If it's not fun, I won't. That's why I make the books because I enjoy it. That's why I do the painting. I enjoy that. That's why I play indie games and do podcasting because I enjoy doing
Yep.
it. And it's also why, Xander, I have a Patreon because
Indeed.
it's fun to do. And this month, I actually did get out for the quarterly producers because we have executive producers, but there is a producer tier. Mostly everybody went to executive, but for the producer tier, I mail out something quarterly. This time I did a quiz, Xander. I did a quiz. So
Mm,
when I create my pixel characters, it actually laser cuts the actual pixels out for me. And so I use the exterior of that and I set it with a hint, with a game quote. And if they can guess what game it comes from, the game and the character that it comes from, or actually, no, it's the game and the console that it comes from, I will, the next quarter, paint them that character. I'll paint them one.
nice.
So that's for the producers. The executive producers, they get the shout outs plus only the executive producers are going to get a book cover, a wooden laser etched book cover when we get a quorum of executive producers. They all have to like basically not everybody's going to agree, but like if the majority want a certain one, I recommended doing Metroidvania Chronicles 1 so I can do some cool ass Metroid and Castlevania art on it. And I might do my own exclusive art on it every month. So that's an exclusive for the Incredible. I might not use the art from it, but actually create something badass.
Oh, that'd be
So
cool.
yeah, and I mean, I got to figure out how to, because because when I make a book cover, it's got to be like pieces of wood that are pressure fit together.
Hmm.
I've done wooden book covers in the past, but I didn't make them. I had a guy in Arizona that would make them and laser etch with an old laser etcher, but it was never really deep. It wasn't like black. So I would
Hmm.
hand ink all the covers. Like the Virtual Boy one, I stained red and I hand inked all the black for the Virtual Boy one, like with black paint. So
Oh,
I was painting,
nice.
I've been painting shit for like 10 years. So the painting thing ain't new. It's just I just started doing like more. But yeah, so they're starting to ask like, hey, so what ones have you done? So I got to hunt down like what wooden book covers I've done. I know Switch collectors had them. I've done them for a few of my other complete books, but they're not all done. And then if they want me to go back and do another one for, the complete NES or something, I can do another one. So it is what
Nice.
it is. Yeah, yeah,
And speaking of our executive producers,
exactly.
their support, and again, like Jeff was mentioning, the Patreon's free to join, and also join our Discord as well,
Yep.
because our Discord, we're helping folks like our executive producer Akroloff. Did I say it right?
Akroloff?
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
we're trying to help him find a game right now. I was seeing on the Discord. We're trying to he had some game in his head, and we're all trying to help him out. So be sure to join our Discord. Maybe you
What
can
what
help
is
that.
the current one? It's like not a first person. It's a spaceship shooter, but it's
Hmm.
not a overhead or it's not a horizontal or a vertical. It's like almost like a third person forward, like Star Fox almost.
Hmm.
But he said it's from like somewhere between the 16-bit and 32-bit era, not quite GameCube PS2. So that's where our realm is, and it's on a console, not in the arcade, because I've given him some arcade stuff, and he
Yeah.
didn't want it. Wasn't that.
So yeah, join our Discord so we can help find this game. We'll cover it on Indie Credibles, like game we've been playing because I'm kind of curious to play it now. But also, a big shout to another one of our longtime supporters, David Isherwood over the pond.
Yeah, and then we got Lunchbox, aka the Disgruntled Gamer from Thunderdome Gaming Society, and he did guess his correct. So did Akroloth and Jesse Glenn. Who's the next one? Jesse Glenn.
Jesse Glenn, and an OG supporter with Jacob Henrichsen.
Yeah, Jacob
Yeah.
Henderson, OG supporter, as well as another popped up on the executive producers within the last week. Brian Pittman, Low, and I can't say his last name ever, Low Gudice. That's Gudice or Gudice. I don't know. But Brian Pittman has been another OG. When I say OG supporters, that means like when I started doing Hagen's Alley, like like 15 years ago, like they were supporting my first books and stuff. And I remember with his, I think I missed like the first I in his last name in print.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize. Like, so I think it was before I didn't like copy and paste it into the backer support ones. I like typed it or something. I don't remember, but I
Mm.
fixed it ever since then. Even in the subsequent printings of the complete NES, it's fixed. But I was like, man, I felt so bad.
Well, Ed, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the support. And, this concludes another episode of the Incredible Podcast. Be sure to leave a comment below if you guys are watching this or listening to this on YouTube or whatever about how are you enjoying Silksong? I want to hear some folks' feedback because I think this is going to be a game that we'll talk about maybe in the next episode as well. I don't think it's going anywhere right now with us. But anyway, guys, as always, happy gaming and support indie.